Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will dive into some intense stories about famous stars currently serving life sentences. These are faces you've seen on screen, people we once admired, but now they're facing the harsh reality of the law. These events are not only shocking, but also serve as a reminder that no one can escape punishment, no matter how famous they are. You'll definitely be taken aback by the revelations that follow. Let's uncover the real stories behind these big names. And don't forget to drop a #1 in the comments if you're ready to get started.
What's today?
Tammy Lynn Sitch. From WWE legend, Sunny to 17 years in prison for fatal DUI accident. Tammy Lynn Sitch, known in the WWE world as Sunny, was once one of the biggest female wrestling icons of the 1990s. With her captivating personality and charm, Sunny quickly became a fan favorite and was a key figure during WWE's rise in popularity. However, her once thriving career took a tragic turn in 2022 when she drove under the influence of alcohol and caused a fatal accident. As a result, she was sentenced to 17 years in prison, a sentence that no one could have foreseen for a star who had once been adored by fans worldwide. On the day of the accident, Tammy Lynn Sitch was driving while intoxicated, with a blood alcohol content 3 times over the legal limit. While she had a long and successful past, making appearances at various WWE events, the reckless decision to drive drunk led to the death of an innocent man. The accident occurred when Sunny crashed into a car that was stopped at a red light, killing a man named Julian Lasseter. This tragedy shocked the WWE community and the broader fan base, as a beloved star suddenly became embroiled in a highly controversial and tragic incident. The trial of Tammy Lynn Sitch drew significant public attention and lasted for several months. With clear evidence and witness testimonies, she was convicted of driving under the influence, causing the death of an innocent person. Throughout the trial, Tammy expressed deep remorse for her actions, but that couldn't undo the damage caused. Her 17-year prison sentence was the price she had to pay for a thoughtless and irresponsible decision, despite her previous fame as a beloved WWE figure. Tammy Lynn Sitch's conviction not only marked a legal consequence, but also led to a devastating fall from grace in the public eye. She was one of the first to build the image of a glamorous and powerful female wrestler in WWE, becoming a legend in the hearts of fans. However, the fatal accident forever tarnished that image, leaving behind a harsh reminder of the dangers of driving while intoxicated. Sunny's career and life will now be remembered for the tragedy she caused, as well as the long-lasting impact on the victim's family and all those affected by her actions. The case of Tammy Lynn Sitch serves as a cautionary tale about the severe consequences of driving under the influence, especially when someone with such a large public platform is involved. It is a heartbreaking story that reflects how a single moment of poor judgment can have irreversible consequences, not just for the individual, but also for innocent lives. While Tammy may never be able to undo the damage, her story will always stand as a stark reminder of the importance of taking responsibility for one's actions, whether a star or an everyday person.
It seemed so out of left field. You know, it was a scene where there was a relationship between the 2 professors. And I said, that was a strange scene. And I said, I didn't quite understand it. They said, you're the only guy in any studio who actually must have read the thing, because they wrote it to see whether somebody would bring it up or not. And I was the only one, so it was love at first.
Harvey Weinstein, the fall of a Hollywood mogul, a lifetime behind bars. Harvey Weinstein, once a towering figure in Hollywood, with an influential career as a film producer, has seen his life take a dramatic turn from fame and power to infamy and confinement. In 2020, the former mogul was sentenced to 23 years in prison for charges of rape and sexual assault, a case that marked a pivotal moment in the Me Too movement. Despite some legal victories that have allowed him to appeal certain convictions, Weinstein's future remains grim, with the prospect of spending the rest of his life in prison now looming large. The criminal cases against Weinstein gained worldwide attention when dozens of women came forward to accuse him of sexual harassment, assault, and misconduct over several decades. His sentencing in 2020 followed his conviction for the rape of former production assistant Mimi Halei and the sexual assault of actress Jessica Mann. The impact of his crimes was felt not only by the victims, but also by the entire entertainment industry, which had long turned a blind eye to his predatory behavior. Weinstein's fall from grace was swift, as his decades of power and influence were overshadowed by the harrowing stories of abuse. In 2022, Weinstein was handed an additional 16-year sentence after being convicted of similar charges in Los Angeles. This sentence compounded his previous 23-year term, further solidifying the severity of his crimes. Despite the legal proceedings and the possibility of further legal battles, Weinstein's situation has become increasingly dire. Even though his defense team has pointed to various legal technicalities and issues in the handling of evidence, the weight of the charges against him suggests that he may never walk free again. His reputation is forever tarnished, and his ability to wield influence in Hollywood has been stripped away. The case against Weinstein has served as a powerful symbol in the fight against sexual harassment and abuse in the entertainment industry and beyond. It led to the empowerment of countless victims who found the courage to speak out against their abusers, shifting the cultural narrative around sexual misconduct in the workplace. Weinstein, once hailed as a kingmaker in Hollywood, now represents a cautionary tale of unchecked power and privilege, with the public no longer willing to tolerate such behavior. His conviction is seen as a victory for survivors and a call for accountability within industries where abuse of power had long been overlooked. As Weinstein begins his lengthy prison sentence, his future is uncertain. With multiple appeals pending and his health reportedly in decline, it remains to be seen whether he will be successful in reducing his sentence. However, regardless of the legal outcomes, the damage to his legacy and the lives of those he harmed is irreversible. Weinstein's downfall is a sobering reminder of the consequences of abuse and the importance of standing up for justice, no matter how powerful the perpetrator may be. The Hollywood mogul's life is now a stark contrast to the influence and wealth he once enjoyed, with his story serving as a lesson in the perils of abuse of power and privilege.
Very ill pet at home. An elderly dog that required special care, including several medications, special food, and even diaper changes. Shannon offered to care for the pet on her way home after her shift, if the patient would stay for further evaluation. Shannon also took the time to help the patient understand why this evaluation was so important to her health. The patient decided to put her trust in Shannon and agreed to stay for further assessment. Shannon sat at the patient's bedside and took down a very detailed list of instructions on how to care for this special pet. Team members who observed Shannon's interactions with this patient noted that
Shannon Richardson, from The Walking Dead actress to criminal who sent ricin-laced letters. Shannon Richardson, an actress best known for her role in The Walking Dead, experienced a life journey that took a dark and shocking turn. Instead of being remembered for her career in entertainment, she became infamous for a criminal act that sent shockwaves across the nation. In 2014, Richardson was convicted for sending letters laced with the deadly toxin ricin to prominent public figures, including President Barack Obama, Senator Roger Wicker, and New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. This act of terror led to a sentence of 18 years in prison, a sentence that shocked those who once knew her as an actress on a hit TV show. Richardson, who had appeared in television shows like The Walking Dead, showed no outward signs of being a person capable of committing such a heinous act. However, her decision to send ricin-laced letters left the public and law enforcement stunned. Ricin is an extremely potent toxin that can be fatal in even small doses, and Richardson's actions targeted high-profile individuals in a calculated effort to intimidate them. This crime not only posed a direct threat to the lives of the intended recipients, but also served as a chilling reminder of how far someone can go when consumed by dangerous thoughts. Investigations quickly pointed to Richardson as the perpetrator when she attempted to pressure her victims through the deadly letters. The details of the case revealed just how deliberate and malicious Richardson's actions were. While no one was harmed or killed by the ricin letters, the psychological impact of her actions was far-reaching. Her decision to manufacture ricin at her own home and send it via the Postal Service demonstrated a clear intent to cause fear and chaos. After her arrest, Richardson confessed to the crime, and her conviction followed, marking the severity of her actions. She was sentenced for mailing a deadly substance with the intent to terrorize and harm prominent public figures. Richardson's 18-year prison sentence serves as a stark reminder of the dangers posed by individuals with malicious intent. Her actions were not just a personal crime against certain individuals, but a broader threat to national security. While Richardson had potential in the entertainment industry, her poor choices led her down a very different path. Her story now stands as a cautionary tale of how fame can be overshadowed by criminal behavior, and how one's life can be drastically changed by a single, irreversible decision. Shannon Richardson's case also sparks a conversation about the pressures and mental health challenges that many in the entertainment industry face. While there can be no excuse for her actions, the stories of stress and anxiety within the entertainment world deserve attention. Nonetheless, no amount of personal hardship can justify a crime of this magnitude. Richardson must now face the consequences of her choices, and her story will forever serve as a reminder of how important it is to make responsible decisions, as the repercussions can be life-altering.
Is part of was it because of your character on the show, or did you have those before?
Well, I had them before, but now because of the show, they're always there.
Right.
When I was younger, they used to have to fill them in with makeup to make them, look so patchy. But
I do that now. I actually, yeah.
Well,
if I try and grow any facial
Rogaine.
hair, I have to paste doll's hair in large chunks to fill it in.
Face Rogaine works really well.
Face Rogaine?
Yeah,
it's working very nice.
Chia Pet thing.
I think, but you know what? You're lucky. The sideburns came back. They were gone for the 80s and a chunk of the 90s.
Yeah, but then
Danny Masterson, from That 70s Show star to convicted criminal, a shocking fall from Grace Danny Masterson, best known for his role as Stephen Hyde on the hit sitcom That 70s Show, once had a successful career in Hollywood that seemed destined to flourish. His charisma and popularity as a young star made him a household name, and his career appeared to be on an upward trajectory. However, his world came crashing down in 2023 when he was convicted of rape and sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. This conviction marked a dramatic and tragic turn in the life of an actor who was once adored by millions. The crimes for which Masterson was convicted date back to the early 2000s, a period when the actor was a rising star in the entertainment industry. Masterson was found guilty of drugging and sexually assaulting multiple women, with the incidents spanning several years. These heinous acts were kept hidden for a long time. But as survivors bravely came forward to speak out against the actor, the truth slowly emerged. The case shocked not only his fans, but the entire entertainment world, as Masterson's image of the lovable, rebellious teenager was shattered beyond repair. The conviction was a culmination of a long and painful legal battle that lasted several years. During the trial, the testimonies of the victims were harrowing, as they described the manipulative and violent nature of Masterson's actions. His defense team tried to cast doubt on the allegations, but the evidence and the survivors' accounts ultimately led to his conviction. The fact that Masterson was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison highlighted the severity of his crimes and sent a clear message that even high-profile celebrities are not above the law. Masterson's conviction is part of a larger conversation surrounding abuse in the entertainment industry, particularly the treatment of women. The Me Too movement, which gained momentum in the late 2000s and 10s, gave a voice to countless survivors of sexual violence, many of whom had been silenced for years. Masterson's case underscores the importance of holding powerful individuals accountable for their actions and offering justice to those who have been victimized. His trial serves as a reminder that the entertainment industry is not immune to the need for reform and that the truth must always come to light. As Masterson begins his prison sentence, his career and reputation lie in ruins. The man who once had everything now faces the consequences of his actions, and his story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of power, privilege, and the failure to respect others. The women who came forward to hold him accountable are to be commended for their bravery, and their voices serve as a reminder of the ongoing fight for justice and equality in a world where abuse and exploitation continue to affect far too many.
You fired at Riva. I did not fire at Riva.
Oscar Pistorius, from Paralympic star to convicted killer, a tragic fall from grace. Oscar Pistorius, once a celebrated Paralympic champion and global symbol of triumph over adversity, found his life shattered in 2013 when he was convicted of killing his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. Known for his remarkable achievements in athletics, Pistorius had earned the admiration of many for his groundbreaking performances in the Olympics, where he became the first double amputee to compete in the track events. However, in a moment that would forever change the trajectory of his life, Pistorius shot and killed Steenkamp on Valentine's Day in 2013, initially claiming he had mistaken her for an intruder. The case quickly turned into a highly publicized trial, capturing global attention and forever altering the way the world viewed him. The events that led to the death of Riva Steenkamp on that fateful night were shrouded in confusion and controversy. Pistorius fired 4 shots through the locked bathroom door of his home, killing Steenkamp instantly. His defense argued that he had acted in self-defense, but the prosecution painted a different picture, claiming that Pistorius intentionally shot and killed Steenkamp in a fit of rage, pointing to the couple's troubled relationship and Pistorius's history of violent behavior. Despite Pistorius's plea of innocence, the court found him guilty of culpable homicide, and he was sentenced to 6 years in prison, which many considered to be too lenient given the severity of the crime. In 2016, after a series of appeals and legal battles, Pistorius's sentence was increased to 13 years and 5 months in prison for murder. The South African court sought to ensure that justice was served, given the public outcry over the initial sentence. The appeal courts ruled that Pistorius should have been convicted of murder rather than culpable homicide, acknowledging the gravity of the crime and the need for a more appropriate punishment. This shift in the sentencing was seen by many as a long overdue attempt to balance the scales of justice for Steenkamp and her family, who had lost a beloved daughter and sister in a senseless act of violence. The case of Oscar Pistorius also raised important questions about celebrity status and the criminal justice system. As a global figure, Pistorius enjoyed significant public support and media attention, which some believed may have influenced the initial leniency in his sentencing. However, as the legal process progressed, it became clear that no one, regardless of their fame or achievements, was above the law. The change in Pistorius' sentence reflected the legal system's commitment to upholding justice, ensuring that his high-profile status would not shield him from the consequences of his actions. Oscar Pistorius' conviction and subsequent legal battles serve as a painful reminder of the complexities of human nature and the harsh reality of the consequences of violence. Once admired for his athletic prowess, Pistorius now faces a long prison sentence, with his legacy forever tarnished by his crime. The tragic death of Riva Steenkamp not only robbed her of a bright future, but also marked the fall of a man who was once celebrated as a hero. His story will forever serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked anger and the importance of accountability, no matter one's fame or status.
Star is charged with 2 counts of downloading and possessing child pornography. Jury selection started this morning, and the judge has yet to decide on whether the prosecution can call Bobby Holt, a longtime friend of Duggar's, to testify. The prosecution claims in 2003, Duggar told Holt on several occasions he molested as many as 4 minors for several years. Duggar's lawyers say Holt should not testify because the things he said were at a time that she was acting as his spiritual advisor with the
Josh Duggar. From TV star to sex offender, a shocking fall. Josh Duggar, formerly a beloved character on TLC's reality show 19 Kids and Counting, saw his life take a dark and disturbing turn. Known for his conservative values and large family, Duggar was once a public figure who represented the perfect American family. However, in 2021, his image was forever tarnished when he was convicted of possessing pornography and other illegal material involving minors. The once celebrated role model faced the harsh reality of the justice system, eventually being sentenced to 12 years and 7 months in prison, along with the requirement to register as a sex offender. The charges against Josh Duggar stem from a federal investigation into his activities in 2019, when it was discovered that he had been in possession of illegal and offensive material involving children. The case created a media frenzy as Duggar's past was called into question, especially since his family had appeared as moral paragons on his reality TV show. That made Duggar's verdict a major blow to his public image and forced his supporters to confront the reality that their idol was not who they thought he was. Duggar's sentence received mixed reactions. Some felt that the 12-year sentence was too lenient for the seriousness of his crimes, while others believed it was a necessary step toward justice for the victims involved. Duggar's family, many of whom have remained loyal to him despite his past scandals, are facing an incredibly difficult situation. His parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, are facing the heartbreaking reality that their son will not only face a lengthy prison sentence, but also the lifelong label of a sex offender. The Josh Duggar case has also sparked a widespread discussion about the dangers of child abuse and the responsibility of public figures to uphold ethical standards. As a television star and public figure, Duggar is held to a higher standard, and his actions are a reminder of the importance of protecting children from all forms of abuse. His sentencing not only affects his family and supporters, but also highlights the far-reaching and lasting impact of child pornography on victims and society. Although Josh Duggar once enjoyed fame and fortune from the Duggar family's television show, his conviction has changed the course of his life in profound and irreversible ways. He now faces more than a decade in prison, along with lifelong consequences for being a convicted sex offender. His story is a powerful example of how the veneer of celebrity can be shattered by criminal behavior, and the importance of taking responsibility no matter how high someone's status.
How does it feel to be here tonight at the Emmys, nominated for season 1 of Squid Game?
에미상에 오신 소감이 어떠신지 궁금합니다.
막 생명력이 넘쳐납니다. 여기가 존재에 대해서 생각합니다. 인간의 존재에 대해서 생각하게 됐습니다.
This place is really full of vitality, so I'm kind of thinking about what being human is.
저희 다 함께 올 수 있어 너무 감사드리고 그리고 또 여기에 같이 올 수 있었던 것도 굉장히 큰 의미가 있는 것 같습니다.
Oh-Young-Soo. From Squid Game star to convicted sex offender, an unbelievable fall from grace. Oh-Young-Soo, a South Korean actor best known for his role in the globally acclaimed series Squid Game, saw his life permanently altered when he was convicted of non-consensual sexual assault in 2022. Prior to this incident, Oh-Young-Soo had enjoyed a long and respected career in the entertainment industry, with his fame soaring after Squid Game became a worldwide phenomenon. However, behind the success, serious allegations surfaced, forcing him to face severe legal consequences. The case against Oh-Young-Soo stemmed from accusations of sexual assault by a woman who claimed he engaged in non-consensual actions during a personal encounter in 2017. While Oh-Young-Soo initially denied the accusations, stating that everything was consensual, the truth emerged through legal investigations. Ultimately, he was sentenced to 8 months of house arrest and ordered to undergo a sexual violence treatment program. This not only affected his reputation but also shocked his fans, who had admired him for his memorable roles in Squid Game. The sentencing of Oh-Young-Soo sparked public outrage and controversy. Some argued that the sentence was fair and necessary to protect the rights of victims, while others felt that the South Korean legal system may have allowed a famous individual to avoid harsher punishment. This case highlighted the troubling inequality between celebrities and the general public when it comes to facing criminal charges, reinforcing the fact that sexual assault is never acceptable, no matter who the perpetrator is. Although Oh-Young-Soo was given the opportunity to participate in a sexual violence treatment program, many felt that the punishment was not severe enough to match the gravity of his actions. Some believed that the sentence was a light-handed response to a famous star, while the victims of sexual assault endure lifelong suffering. This has sparked widespread debate over how the legal system handles cases involving public figures and whether harsher penalties should be considered for such crimes. Oh-Young-Soo's life after the verdict has been completely transformed. The image of a celebrated star has now been overshadowed by accusations of sexual assault. His career has been plunged into turmoil, and his name is no longer held in the same regard as before. Oh-Young-Soo's story is a testament to the fact that fame and success cannot protect someone from facing justice. Wrongdoing can destroy not only the lives of victims, but also the careers and lives of those who commit such acts. This case serves as a stark reminder to anyone who believes that fame can shield them from accountability.
Riverdale.
He told the police he did it. To protect me, but it wasn't him. Okay, it was me.
Ryan Grantham, a personal tragedy. From Riverdale, actor to murderer. Ryan Grantham, an actor best known for his role in the television series Riverdale, shocked the public when he was sentenced to life in prison in 2022 for murdering his mother in 2020. Grantham, once seen as a promising young face in the entertainment industry, left the world in disbelief as he faced accusations of an unforgivable crime. This tragic event not only disappointed his fans, but also unfolded a heartbreaking story of mental health struggles and the collapse of a life. The incident occurred in March 2020 when Ryan Grantham killed his mother, Barbara Waite, at their home in British Columbia, Canada. After the murder, Grantham did not attempt to hide his crime. Instead, he voluntarily confessed to the police about the act he had committed. According to reports, Grantham had been planning to kill his mother for some time, and the crime was described as the result of long-standing emotional tension and psychological issues. Despite having no significant criminal history, this crime forced the public to question the underlying mental health factors that could lead to such a brutal act. Following the murder of his mother, Grantham did not stop, but instead planned additional violent actions. However, before he could carry out further attacks, he decided to turn himself in and surrender to the police. This move left the public perplexed, as someone who had committed such a heinous crime voluntarily handed himself over. While his action could be seen as a sign of remorse, it did not change the fact that he had taken his mother's life, someone who had been the closest person in his life. At trial, Ryan Grantham was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole for 14 years. This decision was considered fair in light of the circumstances of the case, particularly since Grantham had planned further violent acts. Mental health experts have pointed out that Grantham's behavior might reflect a lack of emotional control and deeper psychological issues. This case also sparked debates about what the legal system can do to prevent such tragedies from occurring, and how society can better support individuals with serious mental health challenges. Before his conviction, Grantham was a rising actor, known for his role in Riverdale, one of the most popular TV shows in the United States. However, his acting career came to a sudden and permanent end due to his criminal actions. From a promising entertainment figure, he became a convicted criminal who now faces life in prison. Grantham's story serves as a sobering reminder of the complexities of human psychology, the decisions that can lead to violence, and the importance of mental health awareness and support to prevent unnecessary tragedies. Thank you for watching today's video. The lawsuit involving P. Diddy and Jennifer Lopez is undoubtedly a story that will continue to capture attention moving forward. We will keep you updated on the latest developments of this case. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an important legal update. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments section and share the video if you found it helpful. We appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.